Boy, where do we start?
With the ice chippers.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So while we were in Mexico, we had assigned the task of keeping this hole open to an industrious yet quite busy person. The hole completely froze in, and we had made a couple of attempts in the last week to get through and realized that this really sucked. So Dan and I started at it today with a pick and ice chippers, and you can see how deep, I mean, we're still standing in the middle of this. Oh! Where'd the water come from?
Oh yeah, the water came on.
We finally broke through.
So, yeah, anyway, so as we were
Quick, Sarah,
chipping away, we finally, making the hole deeper and deeper and deeper, we ended up with a tumulus in the middle with a moat around, which we finally popped through. And because there's so much water pressure up under that ice, because obviously the river's flowing, and the river level has gone up since the ice formed. As soon as we popped through, it burbled forth and filled in like any good quarry pit.
It's still gushing in. It's, well, the nice thing now is all the ice chips will float to the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that right. That's the nice thing.
So then the difficult question was,
Are you okay?
how do we get the big chunk of ice in the middle out of the hole?
So once we completely freed it, of course it popped up like an ice cube
That's how.
in a glass of iced tea. We tried actually to grab it and pull it out.
Well, we tried to push it under the other
Well, we
ice,
tried to push it under first.
This is not how I envisioned
but then we realized there's only 4 inches of clearance.
Clearance between the sand and the bottom of the ice, because yes, the ice is that thick. So then we tried to pull it out with a couple of old-fashioned ice tongs. And we realized...
Also referred to as forceps.
Forceps, yeah, ice forceps.
And then, Connie, when you get out, it's going.
Yeah, be careful there, though. I don't want you to catch something.
So we decided this process was a lot like giving birth. You know, it feels like you're making progress, but you're never sure.
Yeah, right.
And then all of a sudden you break the water,
Yeah,
and then you got to get the forceps.
right in the head appears, which is that big chunk of ice in the middle, but you can't get it out.
Exactly.
It was a big baby. So we ended up having to take the pickaxe and chop the ice baby into little bitty pieces.
Yeah,
and
actually,
then pull it out.
you can see the little bitty pieces are arranged. So those were the chunks of ice behind Sarah there.
In the background.
That we finally broke it into.
So we sent Sarah in first. We thought it was much deeper than that. We thought it was like at least up to our waist. Clearly it's not. It's like up to our knees. Knees. So when you sit, so you have to sit all the way on the bottom. And even then, this is like a Mini Cooper of an ice hole. Designed, it's like a coupe.
Smaller than your average hot tub.
Yeah, and this is like, we made it into a clown car, squeezing as many people in as we could. So today we're supposed to have a birthday party, and I think we're expecting more than 4. I don't know what we're gonna do.
We're gonna have to chip out another 4 feet. So it took us 3 hours
To do that.
to chip out that little hole.
But now that we know how to do it, it should be faster.
Yeah, we have a technique now.
We could stand in the water, and with the pickaxe, we could chop it laterally and break chunks off.
Good. You got a wetsuit.
That sounds like no fun at all.
I know, yeah.
And actually, my body is less sore this morning than I thought.
Yeah.
So
But last night, my elbows and my hands, my forearms,
Yeah. Hams were cramping.
when we were eating dinner, my hand was shaking when I was holding the fork.
Yeah, it reminded me of digging out the foundation back in Pullman. Almost as much fun.
I was talking to Jen yesterday about how you said the new money pit you bought
Yeah.
is about the same shape as the house.
In Pullman?
And I said, no, it's not.
Not
And
even close.
she said, what do you mean? And I said, well, so he spent an entire summer on his back and belly underneath the house, digging out so he could put a foundation in. She goes,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's worse.
Yeah, right.
like
Yeah,
this
that's-
hole is so small.
So anyway, this this endeavor was remarkably like something we would have done 40 years ago.
This is a great ice hole.
Yeah, it is
When
40
we
years
were
ago.
14.
For all the sweat we put into
When Drew would come over to my house and we would play in the swamp behind
Yeah.
our house.
We still are in need of supervision and still don't have
And
it.
lack of it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think this is because we pushed so many ice slabs underneath it.
So we're at 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's probably good. We can cut around.
Yeah. So we our goal was to sit at sunset, and because of the clouds that came in, we managed it. It was actually quite cold all day with the wind whipping down the main channel, but it did warm up as we went. Not the water, of course, but the ambient temperature, and
The air temperature was what, around 17?
yeah,
When we got
and
in.
windy.
But the wind was really bad.
Yeah. And then now it's, as of right now, it's the next day, 8 in the morning, and it's 34 degrees outside. It's going to be 50 today, so it should be a completely different experience. I think we'll probably sweat when we sit in it today, and we'll get out and we can have a party out on the ice.
Good. Is that your story?
I'm sticking to it.
I watch, I don't know what happened. It stopped, the timer stopped. So, we can probably get out.
Yeah, this is probably. Are we good? We're good. Okay. We did it!